I mean, I think we're looking at a good way to look at his movies so far. Been like
the best way to look at the movies.
The Reservoir Dogs till Kill Bill was like Kill Bill's like the culmination of everything that came before it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's that whole story format of tell this part of the story, this part of the story, this part of the story, not necessarily in chronological order.
Right. Right.
You know?
Yeah.
That's a thing throughout all four of those films: Reservoir, Pulp, Jackie Brown, and Kill Bill.
Right.
And Kill Bill is kind of the evolution, like the culmination of everything into that type. But then he flipped it.
Right, because then if you look at Inglourious Bastards, it looks like it's different. You can't really put it in that same vein as Pulp Fiction, for instance. Okay, and it seemed more linear, more traditionally linear, and I mean obviously it's very dialogue driven. It's more period like.
I'd say more period, and when you say linear, that's spot on. Because that's when he kind of ditched the whole, I'm going to dip and dodge around, you know. And
like, I mean, because you think like that was almost a cliche that he had, or whatever, a gimmick.
Right.
You could almost say like Shyamalan has a twist at the end, that's his gimmick.
Yeah.
So,
and how'd that work out for him?
Well, you know, I have this thing about this.
But yeah, I mean, it's like
longevity ain't easy, guys. You know.
But
they say the best in sports, the best ability is availability. Well, in my opinion, when it comes to like directing, legacy goes along with longevity. You know, yeah, you can come out really strong, but then kind of like peter out.
Right.
Quentin Tarantino is the one cat. You know, you can compare a lot of cats to him, but he might be the one director that's not really Peter.
Right. And but again, to his credit though, he doesn't put out as much material for you to be like you're falling off.
Fair enough.
Where guys come out with something every year, he'll take his time and make something he knows is like, you know, it's gonna be good that he's proud of.
I'm gonna jump the gun and I'm gonna say that even at his old age, like he's not gonna do the Stanley Kubrick Eyes Wide Shut, you know.
May I have the password, please?
Fidelio.
That's right, sir.
I mean, he's not gonna do the Alien Covenant. He's not gonna do any like movie that people are automatically gonna be like, oh wow, he lost it, or oh man, I think he's finally gotten old. Like Spielberg, a lot of great directors have gone down that path where they can still make a movie that is competent because they're great directors, but as far as the quality, it dips down. Tarantino, not yet, not as of yet, folks, not as of yet.
So I guess the question is if we're gonna put Inglourious Bastards, Django, and Hateful Eight in the same type of, you know, this different type of phase, is this next movie, is that going to be the topper? Is that going to stay in that same vein, or is this something completely different? Or maybe, you know, revert back to the Pulp Fiction, you know, movie.
The way, you know, he's been directing and the way he seems to have everything planned, I'm speculating, you know. But I think it might be kind of like that Kill Bill culmination, you know.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Yeah.
Kind of brings it all like to the perfect kind of
it's
where
like
he wants
everything
to be.
you've learned since Inglourious Bastards. This is the one that has everything, put all of it's in one. And I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. But like, I mean, I think of in music terms like Purple Rain is the culmination of everything, all the Prince albums that came before it. You know, so
it'll be interesting to see, because if he does do that with this movie, then that means the Star Trek movie will be the new craze.
Yeah.
Now, we're to the portion where I'm gonna get real fanboy passionate, guys. And if you haven't seen Kill Bill, I consider it one movie. But if you haven't seen Kill Bill 1 or 2, especially Kill Bill 1, you're gonna want to go ahead and shut this down, or fast forward to this time on the video. Because there's a reason that I believe Quentin Tarantino is the best director. At least should be top 5 in anyone's list. And it all came to a culmination of one sequence. third act of Kill Bill, The House of Blue Leaves. Now, yeah, it's because the clips are starting right now. The House of Blue Leaves is Tarantino to perfection. Guys, it's almost a Tarantino movie. First, second, and third act, just in that last third act. The House of Blue Leaves. I'll give the clip. It's
well, like to give them like give like this, give them a refresher. A refresher of what actually happens in that scene.
I'm done sucking the House of Blue Leaves dick. I'll go ahead and explain it to everyone. Now, in Kill Bill, which is basically a revenge story, the first part of it, and what I mean by first part, the first movie, all culminates to Beatrix Kiddo coming to the House of Blue Leaves, which is basically the hangout of the Japanese mobsters gang, the Crazy 88, and the leaders of Crazy 88. Now, this scene starts off with her walking into what cinematically is just a beautiful, beautiful set. You know, it has the classic casino continuous shot. You know, it's been done a lot by many different directors, but it's done beautifully. Comes into a little bit of dialogue, you know, with some comedy. The Charlie Brown John. Charlie Brown John. You know, it kind of keeps it like lighthearted. You got the 6, 7, 8s like rocking it out. You know what I'm saying? Just a great ebb and flow to the scene. You get a little bathroom scene with her watching one of her adversaries talk on the phone, and it kicks into like, you know, the revenge music, and from then on.
Right.
From then on. Oh, once she catches Sophie in the bathroom.
Yeah, it is interesting. Like, did they introduce those little henchmen during that scene in particular? If Caliban Jack, like, were those guys seen before that scene?
Yes, they were seen before they seen in the boardroom scene.
Okay, yeah.
Which is part of the House of Blue Leaves.
Right.
It's in the very beginning. I tell you what, guys, like, if you want to see like what so many people can't put in an hour and 30 minutes, some people 2 to 3 hours, Michael Bay, like a cohesive story, just in the small like third act of the movie. If you were to just come in on the movie at this point, you get introduced to everyone that's in the House of Blue Leaves as far as the antagonists. You get a little bit on Beatrix. She comes in, finds the first adversary, cuts her arm off, calls the rest of them out, and then melee ensues.
Right.
And it's cinematic brilliance. The reason I say this is we've all seen, you know, old kung fu flicks. People like us, we love anime, you know. Obviously. The man blended old school kung fu in perfectly, and when it came to the anime aspect of it, made it black and white to show certain things that would have gotten the NC-17.
Right, yeah. It cut off right when it started getting super graphic.
Yeah, super gory.
And I was like, that was
the splashdown, the splashdown.
Yeah.
Straight splashdown. I had never seen that in live action before.
No, I haven't.
It was so quick and so gone, but then
that was really
it clicks out of the black and white.
Yeah.
And that's when you get this great fight between her and
like some like children, like teenagers or something.
And I'm talking about the one fight against
Go-Go,
yes.
Go-Go
Jabari. Which I was in love with that little Asian chick.
Well, yeah. She was.
You call that
again, like he makes the perfect chick.
Yes.
Again, like
yes. It was like Sakura from Street Fighter, but like actually evil.
Hi. Go done it. Bingo.
You know, like a bad guy. It was
introducing that whole weapon to people.
Yeah.
I mean, and it was like, I mean, she's obviously very good at it.
We all love the Asian school girl outfit, you know. But he made that shit fucking fly, like fly for real.
But I beg you, walk away.
Yeah, that was pretty undeniable. I mean, you couldn't really like. I gotta admit that. Wow.
Yeah,
that was
like
an amazing fight.
You move on from that fight, you know what I'm saying? She takes out Baldhead. Next thing you know, she's
Gordon
with
Liu.
this Gordon Liu. Yes,
Yeah.
the third character he played, I believe.
Yeah.
Like she takes him out. Next thing you know, you have this silhouetted background
Yeah.
of blue. And like it's so orgasmic the way the fight transpires, real quickie.
Right.
And then literally click as someone flips a light switch.
Right.
And then it's back to just regular color.
Right.
She sends a little kid on his way, finishes up the rest of the mob bosses, and then opens this door to this beautiful white landscape. Guys, I'm sorry. Kill Bill, without question, is my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. It is my top 5 of movies. Usually lingers around 5 against other movies, but regardless. That movie, that sequence, I don't care what your favorite movie is, what kind of movies you like, bring it in comparison. Because as far as I'm concerned, you can get up to that level, you know, but you can't surpass it. And there's certain people like Adam Wymass. Bro, I know you've seen like foreign films that I will probably never see, and if I do see, I would bow down and say, wow, that is great cinematography. That is amazing. But let's be honest, you can only get to a certain level. Then things come subjective.
Right.
You know, really.
Right.
Really.
Right.
So, like, anyone, if you got a better sequence, a better 40 minutes of film, or however long that sequence is, bring it. Bring it. That shit's fucking perfect. And that's why, once upon a time in Hollywood, there was genius. Freaking Quentin Tarantino, man. When people say that he's their favorite director, I get it, it's cliche to say, but that man.
He's good. He's very, very good. I mean, you really can't deny it. I mean, me, on the contrary, I have a scene I have a favorite scene of his that is not The House of Fun.
By all means. That's what this is all about.
And I believe it is also in the Kill Bill movie. I actually do separate them for some reason. But yeah, it is all one movie.
Yeah.
For sure, but I do classify them as Volume 1, Volume 2. This is in Volume 2, and it's when Beatrix Kiddo is buried alive. That.
Now run that down.
That is a hell of a scene. Okay? One, it makes people extremely uncomfortable. The way it's shot, I mean, you're actually in the coffin. Regardless.
You feel claustrophobic.
Yeah, I mean, you
Genuine.
feel like you're being buried alive as well. The nails going in, the sound of the dirt being like hitting.
Of that
Like,
was
yeah, I mean, it's like, I've never seen anything like that.
great sound
I've
design.
never, ever heard anything like that.
Brilliant sound design in that scene.
Okay, like, the simple fact is, like, she goes into the coffin. She has a flashback of Gordon Liu again as Pai Mei, learning of when she learned how to do a move that got her out. Okay? I'm sorry, that was just stupid. Where's the soundtrack there? Like,
Yeah.
RZA actually sprinkled in some stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that whole sequence, just the fact that it's a flashback, but it's not just any flashback, it's her learning to do the move that eventually frees her from being buried alive. The fact that the soundtrack started the moment the Bud, Michael Masden, the soundtrack started, I think, when he pulled her out of the pickup truck.
Yeah.
Okay, it was like really subtle. It built from there all the way to the end till she actually comes out of the dirt. And it's like, I think that was done by Robert Rodriguez. I think that soundtrack was done by him. That song, particular track. I mean, I'm sorry, that was like, for me, I was like, hey, that was just incredible.
Like,
I've never seen anything like that.
For me, I'm thinking like, how does this little scrawny Uma Thurman become this like mega badass? Mm-hmm. And you believe it after watching that. Mm-hmm. You believe it after watching that. That scene was so visceral. Her finally like just getting out.
Yeah,
it's almost
yeah.
like one of those
I mean,
scenes where, actually not almost. It's one of those scenes when I'm in the theater. I'm like, kind of like almost uncomfortable.
Right.
Because I'm like,
right.
man, you got to get out of this,
Right,
man. Because
right.
I feel like I'm still trapped in there.
Right.
You know?
I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, for a brief second, you believe, it's like, yeah, she could get out. Of course she couldn't get out with that move. But it's still cool.
Right. It's
you still believe it now.
It's one thing a director can do, a great director. You can suspend your disbelief without really knowing you are.
Right,
because
right,
there are
right.
certain times that like certain things are absolutely ridiculous.
Right, yeah. But
Beatrix
obviously-
Kiddo's not slaying 88 people.
Right. Yeah,
It's
you're
not
right.
gonna
So why did I even go?
Yeah.
Why did I even go?
But
Where are the cops?
You
Like-
watch it, yeah. Where are the cops? You watch it in the movie, and it actually seems like, wow, she actually got through that. It's not like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando,
Right,
just
right.
coming on the
Got a
lawn and
whole-
spraying everyone down. That's automatically you're like, this is ridiculous. You can still enjoy it. Commando, hey, it's still great.
Oh yeah. I don't.
Great one-liners. But like, one thing Quentin can do is there are tons of scenes in his movies that are absolutely outlandish.
I mean, in Pulp Fiction, I believe, like the dance, like when John Travolta went on a date with Mia Wallace. That's my favorite scene in that whole movie. I mean, really, that whole from him meeting her to her like dancing to ODing to coming back. So that's my favorite scene in it. I'm pretty sure that's the best scene. Yeah, it's gotta be
because it has the most Mia Wallace, in my opinion. And I think like I'm not saying that just in the average like superficial male way kind of, but anyway, her and John Travolta had true chemistry.
Yeah,
brought together by a great script,
right,
and great directing. Quentin, a case in point to what a director can do and what a director can't do is when they were both together in that sequel to Get Shorty. Mm-hmm. I can't even remember the name of the movie, but it was the sequel to Get Shorty. Mm-hmm. And the director tried to have Uma Thurman and John Travolta have this dance scene.
Oh, really?
It so mimicked Pulp Fiction intentionally.
Oh, wow.
Kind of as an homage, I guess. Mm-hmm. And the scene had nothing to it. There was the characters you weren't that into, you didn't like that much. It was a case in point of what Quentin can do and what other people can try to do.
Right. Or he could be paying an homage, except he makes it his own, and you don't even like, you don't even question it. Like, you know, I mean, yeah, Kill Bill is full of different like throwbacks. What it says, this is the production studio, whatever that thing. Yeah, or you have like the waves crashing up against like the racks. All that stuff is
old school, like you know,
Uma Thurman's suit from Game of Death, like the Bruce Lee suit. All those types of things. It's like all of these things. So that should like kind of alert you that even if you do, even the actual story, it's like this is from like a movie called Lady Snowblood, right? But it's like he's taking these things like sampling and making it his own.
It's the same thing that George Lucas did and Steven Spielberg did with, say, Star Wars and Indiana Jones. Mm-hmm. They were homages to like old, like, you know, B movies and like old movies that they grew up on, like before the 50s. Right. You know, they kind of took a little bit from that and made their own kind of adventure films too. Right. It's not necessarily, I'm taking this guy's idea, but everyone's inspired by something. Mm-hmm. You know, we're sitting here in front of these cameras because we're inspired by somebody, you know.
Right.
So,
yeah, I mean, with him, to his credit, he doesn't try to hide that he was inspired. So yes, I was inspired by this, and that. I mean, look at Uma Thurman's suit. It's like straight up. And then, ironically, Bruce Lee appears in this new movie.
Probably gonna be rocking the same outfit at one point, you know, but probably the actual same outfit, but. Yeah.
Someone could say that no, the scenes with Sam Jackson in it, like in the diner or whatever, is the best scenes from Pulp Fiction. But for me, I like the John Travolta and Uma Thurman thing. That's it's a
matter of personal preference. You all saw the scene that I'll always orgasm over. Like that scene from Kill Bill is like just amazing. I showed the clip earlier. We can't see it.
Right.
We can't see what I edited later, but you guys got to see it. You know, it's the scene with Beatrix and Daryl Hannah.
Oh, well, I mean,
Copperhead.
Okay, well,
in the trailer, that line.
I felt a climax there.
Yeah, and the music building.
So how in the world? Yeah, I mean, he's definitely made me feel stuff.
Thinking of it again. We're gonna have to show a little bit of the clip again.
Bitch, you don't have a future.
Where did that scene start from?
So good.
No.
Okay. Sorry, I had to show it again.
Yes. Pause her. It's like, get your bony ass down here.
Get your bony ass down here.
This is like...
Michael Madsen, you're terrible, but you're awesome in Quentin Tarantino movies. You're awesome.
And he's good. Like,
oh God.
That's an incredible
Yeah,
movie.
Google Uwe Boll, Michael Madsen
Vivica
movie.
Fox, the way that opening. I mean, it's an amazing scene.
Vivica Fox, will never look that great again. I've seen her in Cool Cat and in fucking the newest Independence Day movie. That ass is gone. It's gone. But in Kill Bill, I was looking at a She's got me quoting R. Kelly, man.
It's a women. I was just like, said, when do you want to die? It's like, oof.
So we hope you all go out and see the movie. We hope you all enjoy this. Run and tell your friends. As we said we will do at the end of every episode, we've had a little track playing in the back during this whole episode. I just said track. We've had an album playing in the background this whole episode. Our album recommendation this episode, once again, it's going to be hip hop. We won't keep it there, but we're going to stay there for a while because y'all need it.
It's right here.
Boom. De La Soul, stakes is high.
Oh.
Guys, once again, we're going to talk about intros when it comes to albums. Okay, if you love hip hop, if you are like somewhat like, head heavy, like when it comes to actual that good home cooking, you don't like those Stouffer's quickie style lasagnas, but like you want someone in the kitchen, putting on layers, you know what I mean? Stakes is high, man. That first track lets you know exactly what's going on.
It's a good intro.
It's and if you can't decipher like what they're saying, just give it a couple listens. You know what I'm saying?
Just feel it.
Yeah, just feel it. Just feel it. If
Like,
anything.
that's got to be. That's like that is sepia toned, down home, belt beating hip hop.
Like in the cauldron, stirring the cauldron.
That's hip hop, right?
And I'll tell you all this much. The album came out in 95, late 95, early 96. Okay? Oh, why that's so long ago? I was barely born. I wasn't even born.
So what?
And, okay, you still listen to Led Zeppelin, don't you? Okay? That's fucking 40 years old. Get over it. Anyway, this album predicted the future that everything is going on right now. I shit you not. I was saying this in 2003. I was saying this in 2010. Now in 2019, it's scary. This album predicted all this knucklehead shit that's happened to the genre, and it's absolutely mind-blowing. That being said, it's a positive album.
Yeah.
It's a positive, like, conscious, Afrocentric. Like, it's, anyone can appreciate the album for what it's worth. But, like, for the cats that, like, love, like, the Drake and, like, a lot of these cats are just about live, like, nigga shit. Nigga shit. Well, I gotta show that clip in there. You know what I'm saying? Nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? They're all about that nigga shit. Like, this is something, like, it's for the kids. Like, Wu-Tang's for the babies. This is for the babies. You know what I'm saying? This is something I can play for my nephew, or I can play for my moms. I can play for you. It's a album from front to back.
You going on a road trip, you can turn that on and just let it ride, right?
So good.
Right.
So good. Like some R&B songs, like Johnny, like old, like cats that, you know what I'm saying, were around like in the 90s, but cats kind of forgot about, you know what I'm saying? There are other cats, Most Def is on there, you know what I'm saying? It's just like a very, very conscious album. And like if you want to know what hip hop is, what it could have been, you know what I'm saying, on a mainstream level, like this was a mainstream album back in the day. Mm-hmm. They had a video with Maury Povich for the title track. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When they were on the Maury Povich show.
Right.
This wasn't like some kind of obscure album, but like the industry kept getting flooded so much that after a while, things like this, they just kind of went to the wayside because people wanted to party and shine the briquettes and talk about how many bricks they sell and all these bitches they got and cars and the mansion. You got all that shit, right? So why the fuck are you listening to them niggas rap about that shit? Fucking pipe dream fantasy motherfuckers. Not y'all. I'm at that album.
Yeah.
But like honestly, you know what I'm saying? It's about cats rapping about everyday life instead of cats rapping about chasing a fantasy that the majority of us will never see. And life, you may want to be rich, but life shouldn't be about chasing to be rich, you know? Enrich your life. And instead of your pockets, try to enrich your life and then focus on the other things.
It's just a grounded album, as you say, right?
Yeah.
Where we have the Hollywood blockbusters, et cetera, et cetera. They could be good and entertaining, but then sometimes you might want something that's just a little bit more fleshed out and just down to earth.
Yeah.
When you say Stakes is High, it's something more like that.
Yeah. And when you talk about the live songs, a guy told me a couple of years ago, he said, man, I thought the album would be a little bit more upbeat. It's upbeat, you know what I'm saying? It's just not knucklehead upbeat. It's very like cool, like a lot of the songs are melodic. The songs are upbeat. Lyrically, man, it's just a brilliant album. It's a beautiful album. It's like just beautifully written by Plug One, Plug Two, and they also in general. Their content, as far as like as far as I believe the quality of it, it just doesn't get me the way it used to with some of the recent stuff in the past couple of years. But this album, as far as like in hip hop history, it'll sit in my top 3 for all time because this album it's just a beautiful album.
There you go.
Yeah, got a little angry right there.
Yeah, you got emotional. It's like, if you don't listen to this, then you're not my friend. I don't want it.
These young rap cats, they get me angry, man. Hey, young rap cats, if you got a problem with me, see me in the street. You know, we'll throw on a beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I was gonna beat on a table, and I'll wrap circles around you. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, next one we got to do another jam, huh?
Oh, the jam's coming up right after this, son.
We got to call them up and we got to call up the MC. What's the MC then do?
Man, I don't know, man. We gotta call up the whole group, man. Fucking Pigeon. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking
Afro Pick?
Yeah, Afro Pick. Steve Jeter. We gotta get them motherfuckers back in the spot. Yeah, y'all gonna see. We're gonna make this one a little bit tighter for y'all. Because the last time we were feeling ourselves out, you know, kind of getting the run of the game. You know, us as spectators.
Right.
Us as spectators.
Yeah, I listened to it and I was like, you know, like, by the end of it, I was like, oh, they're really starting to hit the stride.
Yeah.
But then for some reason they stopped. I think the Pizza Delivery Man came and they were like they just didn't
know to keep going. But we're gonna have a lot of follow through on this next one. So y'all stay tuned for episode 3. You wanna know what it's gonna be about? You don't know yet. But check out this up and coming jam session because Maestro Cynic Fro Pick is live in effect and apparently might start doing some live performances here in the region. So keep your eyes and ears open. Fucking click that like button, click the dislike button. Regardless, click the motherfucking subscribe button. Stay tuned to Askew Citizens. I'm Stuart Askew.
I'm Darren.
And yeah, we're gonna have some guests, but you know, y'all gonna kick it with us, you know what I'm saying, for a little while.
Are you gonna go see the movie?
Once upon a time.
Bruce Lee's in it, apparently.